Welcome back. I'm Dan Morfitt, and it's the final part of this daily rundown. Time to look at some of the more unusual stories that have been making the news now with Maddie Howard and Jacob Braden. Now, I haven't seen any of these myself, so I don't know what tricks or treats might be left for us. And if they're rubbish, who do we blame? Producer Emmy, of course. Right, here we go. Story one. Footage showing David Cameron vowing to be open and frank about alien life has raised hopes of an official announcement that extraterrestrials exist. Am I really reading this out on live television? UFO hunters are keeping their fingers crossed that US President Barack Obama will go public before he leaves office.
What?
I'm agog.
That is... How do you follow that?
Are they just trying to plug the new Independence Day film? Which looks amazing, by the way.
Coincidental.
It does look epic. When's it come out?
July the 4th, Independence Day.
Oh.
They always do that. It's a marketing thing. But this, David Cameron.
Yeah, what? Is that real?
I don't know.
It's not April, so it's not April Fool's.
No.
Let's say it's real. Whoa.
Maybe he's just... As we discussed earlier, there's a lot of problems for him, so maybe that will deflect his attention a little bit.
Somewhere.
Yeah, but I remember when they announced live on the news, they found life on Mars, and it was the second story. It's like, you know when we found the microbes and the bacteria? That was the second story. This is pretty major.
That is.
Yeah.
Unless Princess Kate and William do something, I don't know. But
And the alien's going to stand for the South Planet seat, you know.
oh, could you imagine if Nigel Farage, if he did restand, got beaten by an alien? I would love that. Well, let's go to our second story now. Some love their iPhones so much that they cannot bear to be parted from them, even after they die. A Masons is offering technology-loving wealthy Russians a gravestone carved to look like an iPhone. Oh my heck. They've still got Wi-Fi in a graveyard and full signal. Only 5% battery though, which is absolutely, that's unbelievable.
Well,
That is so depressing on all levels. All levels, that
I'm
is
sorry,
depressing.
but I'm sorry, if you're going to be in the afterlife, you need a battery that's more than 5%.
Could you imagine though, if that gets erected in a local cemetery when those people have died, but then the iPhone gets upgraded to like the iPhone 7, and then eventually over 100 years we'll get to the iPhone
227.
Yeah, that will look so naff. That will look so like old technology then. That is brilliant and terrible at the same time. Can we look at that photo one more time or not? This I think might haunt my dreams tonight and become my nightmares.
But the picture is pretty good of the.
Do you know what makes it classy though?
Like,
Black and white. Black and white always makes something classy.
It does.
Oh my lord. Right, let's look at our next story now. A man who took 3 days to build a £10,000, in money wise, £10,000 Lego statue of Nick from the film Zootopia. Then a child got their hands on it. Oh no. The 4-year-old boy was visiting the Chinese Lego Expo with his parents, and despite the statue having a prominent no touching sign next to it, the boy could not help himself. Here's the before picture and the after picture of a £10,000. No. No. No.
my days.
Ah, what a terror.
That's absolutely terrible.
That must have taken some time to undo.
That's hilarious. Come on.
Why didn't he glue any of the bits together?
Yeah, what a fool. Obviously a kid's going to touch it. Oh, don't touch it. Yeah, okay, children will listen to that advice.
Nah.
Always.
Nah.
I want to believe that it was a poke, and then and it all went on the floor.
Jacob, would you ever do that? Would you push a big Lego sculpture down?
Depends on how bad the sculpture was.
Lego is precious though. I mean, I do love Lego, big fan, but I mean, that's just funny and foolish.
There's a slight evil streak in me now that wants to run amok around Legoland and just to see what I can do, but that's phenomenal, that picture. Oh my lord! Right, let's look at this next story now. So many people have been stealing incontinence pads that one Tesco has had to fit them with heavy-duty theft alarms. Are you taking a piddle with this one, producer Emmy? And I mean that in every way possible. Right, from now on, these super large packets of tenner pads will be protected with special tags in the supermarket's branch in Leith in Scotland. Do you think this is the best way to deal with the thieves of tenners?
Well, it must be pretty desperate, mustn't they?
Oh.
Is tenner pad, is that for
Incontinence, yeah.
Is it for periods as well?
No. It is, ladies can have them, but there's also tenner for men as well. So,
right.
you know, after a woman gives birth and things aren't as
Yes.
tight.
Leaky plumbing.
Leaky plumbing. It can happen to us blokes as well. So,
I did not know.
and you know, sometimes if you're doing something for a long time, I've worn a tenner pad just in case.
Really?
I can't believe I've admitted that as well.
Whoa.
Just, you know, when you go for it was a few years ago now, but when I used to go for long runs, you know, you'd slip one in just so you wouldn't do a Paula Radcliffe. Although I don't think a tenner pad would even protect you from that. It's terrible though. I remember going into like my local supermarket as a student, and always behind the counter, out of the hands of shoplifters, was tuna, batteries, and for some bizarre reason, shaving foam. Why is this?
It's the essentials. They're essentials, right? And
The
they're
essentials for what? A
expensive.
shoplifter's party? Tuna, batteries, and shaving.
I was thinking of the shaving foam and the tenner pads.
The tenner pads you could just put down on your feet and use them as flip-flops.
Essentially.
There must have been a lot stolen for them to do that. So, is it one person? Is it a gang of people? You know,
What gang?
Like,
The
tenner
why
gang.
that? It just, I'm thinking you need the tenner gang. That's a good one.
tenner
There
gang
must
is
have
a
been a lot for them
fantastic.
to do that. There must have been a lot of stolen, or they wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
You know?
But are these like the new Hatton Garden robbers?
Yeah, mate. I've got some tenner coming out the back. You know, it's
It's brilliant.
what's it about? You know.
I quite like the fact that if they ever make a film of the tenor gang in Leith in Scotland, we need Phil Collins to reprise his role as Buster.
We do. Yeah.
And, you know, you never know, he might need them
Julie
himself.
Waters as well. Well, she'll have to come back. Won't
She was good in that. I like
she?
that
was,
film.
yeah.
Again, if you don't know, Buster's a great film. It's probably on Netflix. Right, and finally, our stories for now. You have to admire a national lottery winner who won $4 million on a scratch card during his lunch break, but then still went back to finish his shift. Amadou Gillen, a father of two, says he hopes to buy a car with the money. Not a Ferrari or a Porsche, oh no, but a Peugeot. He didn't have a car before, so wants some practice before he gets his dream car. Mr. Gillen took his daughter to Nando's to tell her of the news as well. This is an amazing story. I read this earlier on today. Have you seen that? He was working at Wetherspoons and he went out for his lunch break, got this £4 million winning scratch card. What would you do if you won £4 million on a scratch card? What's the first thing you would do?
You would leave that job.
Immediately, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You would go in, drop the mic, maybe order a bottle of champagne, and they go, "You still on shift?" Don't care.
Yeah.
This man, like a trooper, went back and finished his shift.
What a hero! What a legend!
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's moral fibre right there.
That makes me want to have a Weathers breakfast right here, right now. But he went back to work, did all of his stuff, and then took his daughter out for a Nando's. Not even a cheeky Nando's anymore, a £4 million Nando's. It's a great story.
Could have bought that pub, couldn't he? He could have rang up and said,
I am buying my job.
yeah, "I'm buying my pub. Yeah, I want to buy it."
And as well, the photos, I don't think we've got a photo of it here, but there's a glorious photo of him looking just chuffed. He's a bit like the Chewbacca mask mum. He's not saying, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to buy a big car. He's already said, I don't know where this voice is coming from, by the way. He's already said, I'm going to buy a Peugeot because I don't have a car at the moment, so I want a car to learn in first and get used to the road.
What a sensible man.
I know.
He is ruled by logic.
He
that
seems
man.
like he seems to be one of these millionaire winners that isn't going to frit all of his money away and ruin his life, which we've seen so many times. But buying a Peugeot, still going to Nando's, still finishing his shift. I'm not too sure if he's still actually working at Spoons as well. So if he is, kudos to the fella.
Yeah, but you can take it so far.
Yeah. What if
I
he?
would finish a shift and then I'd be like, see ya.
The worst thing is as well, if Mr. Gillen does pass on soon, the worst thing he could possibly do now is spend his money on a tombstone that looks like an iPhone.
Yes.
That's just crass.
Decision no one
But
should
he'd
make.
have to leave a pool of money so it can be upgraded, wouldn't he?
Although I have come up with a great idea for that.
Go on.
You could still have your iPhone gravestone, but done in Lego. So you could upgrade it very, very easily.
Yeah, very easily.
That's as long as you don't have little 4-year-old kids just pushing it over. Absolutely terrible stuff. Unusual stories tonight, but I'm still quite touched by both of what you said on Something to Say about domestic abuse and abuse in relationships, and then the happiest woman on planet Earth at the moment. On that, I think it's a great way to end the last Daily Rundown of the week. I'm just getting people nodding at me now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, yeah. Right, that is really time to wrap it up for another week. Thanks to my guest this evening, Jacob Braden.
Thank you.
And also thank you so much for that interview with Tom Robinson. Really, really interesting guy. Really interesting life that he's lived as well. Maddie Howard as well, thank you so much for coming back on the Blue Bonquettes.
My pleasure.
I'm Dan Morfitt, and from everybody here at the Daily Rundown, bye for now. Have an absolutely fantastic weekend, and we'll be back all again next week to bring you all the latest stories, and the little ones too, on the Daily Rundown.